all so much for coming. That first song that you just heard was a solo piano piece. I Fall in Love Too Easily. Wow. Senior settlement. So exciting seeing all of you guys here. You guys are going to be getting a little bit of my announcer voice because allergies have been hitting me pretty hard. So my voice is going to be a little bit more silky than usual. For the next song, I'm going to invite a trio up. So it's going to be Nora Severine on bass, and Aaron Kitsey is going to be playing on drums. We're going to be playing a tune called Speak Low. It's an old musical tune that is, hasn't really been played too much in the jazz world, like lately, at least in my generation. But I like playing those older tunes just because it gives you a little bit more of that fun feel, going back to the Broadway nature of jazz. So yeah, while they're getting set up, I just want to say thank you guys for coming. We're going to be playing about 7 tunes today. We're going to be inviting up a vocalist as well as drummer and sax player. So you'll have some fun time to see that. But in the meantime, this is going to be Speak Low. drums. Nice little song. And then we have Nora Severy playing bass with us. The next tune, we're going to invite up my friend Max's son. He's going to be playing tenor sax for this song. This song, it's called Mew, and this is a cool song that's from a jazz anime. Not many people have heard about it from people I've talked to, but it's really cool. It goes through kind of like the struggles of like jazz artists, but just musicians in general. The struggle with practicing, stuff like intuition versus learning, getting all that knowledge from, educated sources. So if you're interested in music or in anime, I'd recommend to watch this. Maybe we'll convince you after the song. And Max can come on up. Give it up for Max. We have a couple kiddos in the audience. Yeah, we have some kiddos here. Okay, yeah. When you might ask yourself a question, why does it sound like that? That might be a question you ask. And that's a valid question. Sometimes in jazz you hear things and you're like, why does it sound like that? I personally haven't had the most experience to jazz. I only started during my time at community college, so about 3 years ago. And the first song that I got there, it was called Freedom Jazz Dance. It's this tune arranged by Eddie Harris. And it's a pretty wild tune, and I was trying to learn it, and oh my goodness. The whole time I was asking, why does it sound like that? So, if you ask your question during the song, it's probably a good thing. That's about where we want you to be. All right, this is Mew. boys and the girls. This was a tune that I wrote in a jazz arrangement course by faculty Greg Johnson here. He helped with a lot as far as learning what to do when writing a jazz tune. You know, like what kind of forms you should be doing, like how long you should go for, should you make it sound good or not, you know, that kind of thing. So this is a tune called Blues for the Boys that we're gonna do. And yeah, you're gonna hear another solo from Max on tenor guitar or tenor saxophone. On tenor saxophone as well as myself on piano. Solo on that, if you couldn't tell. Aaron had a wonderful solo. All right, this next tune, it is called Eight It's underground music. This is kind of a lo-fi song, if you guys know what lo-fi is. Kind of like lo-fi jazz. Does anyone here know the Brothers Nylon, the group? Don't lie, don't act like you know them if you don't. Okay, Mikey over there knows them. Okay, cool. Mikey, oh, and Nathan over there knows them. Okay, cool. Brothers Nylon, they're like two twin brothers from Canada who started learning jazz for some reason, and they liked it, and they do really cool music. So yeah, we're going to be doing a tune by them. You'll hear me on the electric piano. You'll hear Max, because he's multi-talented, switching to guitar, as well as another solo from Aaron. Hope you guys enjoy. left for you. The next two will feature a vocalist named Danielle. Welcome to the stage. Give it up for Danielle. I'm going to give a little well-known fact about me after this song. It'll relate to something, I promise. And you'll be a little bit insider for getting to know this fact. But before we get to that, we're going to play Can't Get Out of This Mood. This is also a older type of musical Broadway song. And we kind of adopted this. It's my arrangement, but it's pretty heavily influenced by Samara Joy recording. In case you know Samara Joy, a very great jazz vocalist. And Danielle is going to have the honor of playing it with us.
Society,
the stage. He's going to be playing guitar again with us for this last tune, which is an arrangement of mine of No More Blues. This is a bossa nova type of tune, so just know I made a couple little changes to it, so you might not hear it exactly how you might expect if you have an expectation. Now, before we get to that, this is the last tune of the night. I want to thank you guys all so much for being here. A couple thanks I want to give out, but first I need to get to that fact that I told you I would tell you. So, I didn't start jazz until community college. So before that, my high school career was spent doing speech and debate. I was a competitive speech and debater. Yeah, I know. Pretty nerdy. I don't know if it's more nerdy or less nerdy than going into jazz, but you guys can decide that. But one thing I learned from speech and debate is that when we had these tournaments, we would travel, we'd go to this tournament, and we'd have these award ceremonies that would last forever. Forever. I mean, we have to congratulate each kid, give an honor, participation award to everybody, right? What we did was after each time we thanked somebody, we did a clap all together like this. All together, right? So we have a room full of mostly musicians, maybe not. Let's try this. I'm going to give thanks to people. We're going to try clapping together just once at the end of each one, okay? We're going to try that. Does that sound good? Okay, I think we can do this. I believe in us. We can lead it up here. Okay, first I want to thank my family, my mom and dad who've been supporting me so much throughout my career. They've been supporting me going to college and endeavoring in music, so I want to give a special thanks to them. Yeah, there we go. I want to give another thanks to all my friends who have been attending and supporting me throughout this journey, everyone on stage who's playing with me, suffering through some of the stuff that I have to do with putting up charts and maybe not doing it so well at times, so I want to give a special thanks to them. There we go. I want to give a special thanks to the faculty, all the faculty who have been so impactful to my musical journey, namely Joe Gilman, my piano teacher, my piano teacher, Steve Roach, head of the jazz department here, as well as Greg Johnson, who helped with a lot of jazz improvisation, and Duncan McElman, who's my current big band director. Big thanks to all them. Yes. And to everyone who helped set up the stage, the sound people, anyone who helped make tonight happen, my friend Justin helping record, everybody who helped make this happen. Big thank you to you as well. You guys are so good at that, wow. We should record that, I'll make a song out of it next year. This is the last tune of the night, No More Blues. I hope you guys enjoy. director, Danielle on vocals. Once again, thank you to the rest of my band as well. Max Sun on guitar and saxophone, multi-talented band. Aaron on the drums. And Laura Severy on the bass. Thank you all so much for attending once again. Hope you all have a safe drive home tonight.